Alright, here we are, pretending like we're a little chipmunk or a beaver or something like that, gnawing away at the wood. Now I'm taking the bark off this time, pre-lathing, because I wanted to see what was underneath. I had a feeling that there's going to be some good texture here, so I wanted to take all the bark off first. If not, when you lathe it and the bark goes flying off, it's kind of fun, but you know, teach their own. So anyway, let's go ahead and chuck this up, throw it on the lathe, and let's see what we get out of it, huh? Alrighty, well let's take our roughing gouge. I believe it's the 1-inch roughing gouge here that I have in the old hand, holding on to it nice and tight. Now you see how I'm holding it? I don't know, I see other people holding it with like your hand over it or under it or whatever. I don't know, to me this is just comfortable for that. Anyway, so we marked off the pencil lines. The bottom of the cup is on the right side, and we just did some pencil lines to figure out how we wanted this thing to kind of look. And I'm parting off the bottom. Now again, it's important to do like a parting on the bottom so you have an actual perpendicular thing, a nice perpendicular plane to attach it to the claw jamb. And then use the calipers, make sure we're down far enough. And I'm going to go ahead and do a majority of the whittling at this point. Because this is when it's on there the strongest, so it's the safest. And I'm using my little 1/4-inch roughing gouge to take this down. I don't know, I like that thing. I think it's pretty cool. It's very useful. You know, it's got a lot of different angles you can use on it. And it takes off a decent amount of material when you need it to, and then do some little fine detail work too. So as you can see, it's turned out pretty cool with a lot of texture in it. And I'm trying to figure out how much of the texture I want to keep and how much I'm going to take off, because there's that big knot area right there that you can see, and that needs to come down a bit. You know, but there's a lot of like really deep stuff that is going to have to be dealt with at some point here. So anyway, flip it around, just give the thing a good tight, really get it in there, because this is where it's a little bit more dangerous. And actually I have to say this is actually really dumb right here, because I don't have the other end of the spindle shoving into it, because I was trying to work around something. I don't know. Anyway, so now we're a little bit safer because we're holding it on both ends, and we're going to go ahead and shape up the cup part of it. Mark off where the top is going to go, and that's basically where the screw holes are. Now we're going to use our ultra precise measuring technique here. A little tape to mark off the depth of where the bit needs to go to, and away we go. Just hogging this out a little bit. This is I think it's a 13mm bit. I don't know. It does pretty good on wood though. I like it. And then I'm going to use the Forstner bits. And these bits, by the way, are these are like the all steel bits. And I don't know, they're the Irwin ones. And I thought they were really good for what I was doing. But I'm going to get a different set. Now, this is dangerous right here. Okay, I can't stress that enough. Right here, it's a bit dangerous because it's only being held on to one side, and then we're going to knock that little piece off that you saw. So I took my time to really just go at it really nice and easy. So now, after we've used the Forstner bits to get out the inner side, we just want to clean it up a little bit. And while it looks here like I'm like kind of, I don't know, not holding it too well, I'm holding this thing with like an iron grip, but using a feather touch on it, just to work out the lip of the cup here. And it's important to, it's really important to get your tool rest just right, because you really want that tool rest to give you as much safety in it as you possibly can. Again, I'm gripping this thing with like an iron grip, but using a feather touch to give me like a really nice, you know, because it needs to be, you have to get the shape of it just right, and don't rely on the sanding to get the shape right. You have to, you know, use the blade on it to get the shape right. The sanding just smooths things out. And so here I, work up the grits, the inside one. By the way, if you ever want to know when you're done sanding, this is what happens. Are you ready? Watch this. Like, oh, I'm sanding away. Oh my gosh. And so at the inside, I go up to the 320 because I want it nice and smooth on the inside too. All right, there you go. We're done sanding. So we're going to use the acetone to get off all the contaminants, get the dust out of it, any oils, any this and that. Like I'm really scrubbing this part right here so I can really get it nice and clean. And then you want to be nice and liberal with your oil. I'm using boiled linseed oil here. And this wood is pretty soft wood, so it's going to soak up a lot. So I just really went hog wild. I'm applying the oil on it. But I usually don't drink this much caffeine right here, because this is like going nuts crazy. I'm not that caffeinated, guys. I'm really not. So this is more what it looks like right here. Yeah, take your time. Let it soak in there. Is what I did is I actually let this thing run for about another 5 minutes because it dries fairly quickly, and that the initial part's either soaked up or dried through. And then we just went through and just burnished it in there. And if there's ever in doing that burnishing part, you can always go back and reapply. But I'm pretty happy with the way this is looking. Alrighty, everybody. Did we do it right this time? Did we do it? Did we do it? I don't know. Let's see. Hot dog! Hey, alright, we did it. And just clean up the bottom part a little bit there. Hey, everyone. Well, this cup turned out pretty nice. As I just go ahead and put on some final touches here of oil onto this cup here. It turned out really super nice. I was a little worried about some of this the bark and everything that I had on the back of it, this part right here, but I left it on so that there's some character to it. And it has this little character here. I almost got another knot hole in it, but I'm lying if I'd say I saw it and then avoided it, because I didn't see it till it was too late, gotta be honest with you. But anyway, just putting a second little coat of boiled linseed oil in here. I'm watching the dog going for a walk, take a poop. And that's it, So, I'm going to put this one up on my Etsy page. Now, the Etsy is not Steve MacGyver. The Etsy page is Melrose and Hobbs. And the reason I had Melrose and Hobbs is like just my general woodworking channel. But then I changed it to Steve MacGyver because I like making other things too besides wood stuff. But it's all in good fun, we're here to learn stuff. Anyway, like, click, and subscribe. This will be posted. Let me give you another better look at this. Look at this cup, man. Look at that character. The wood has all kinds of cool stuff in it. I mean, this really turned out nice, guys. Anyway, I'm going to list on my Etsy page. I don't know if it's going to be listed for too much or too little, but let me know. I'll put the link in the description part. Like, click, and subscribe if you also saw a dog going poop today. All right.